Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our revision lesson today is the measure of the angle between two straight lines. So tan theta equals m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1 by m2 between the absolute value. So to find the measure of the acute angle between two straight lines, if L1 is the straight line of the first straight line, the equation of the first straight line, and L2 is the equation of the second straight line, to get the measure of the acute angle between them. First, x minus 2y plus 1 is 0 is L1, the equation of the first straight line. The equation of the second straight line, x plus 3y plus 2 is 0. So m1 negative a over b. What is negative a over b? Negative a over b is the slope. So the slope of the first equation, or the slope of the first straight line, is negative a over b. A is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y. So negative a over b is negative 1 over negative 2, which is equal 1 over 2. m2 the same. To get the slope of the second straight line, or the second equation, m2 is negative a over b. So negative the coefficient of x over the coefficient of y. Negative 1 over 3. So we have m1 and m2. So following the rule, tan theta equals the absolute value of m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1 by m2. The absolute value of 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 over 1 plus half by negative 1/3. So the answer is 1. Tan theta equals 1. How can we get theta? To get theta, shift tan theta, or shift tan 1. Shift tan 1 is 45, so the angle is 45. Evaluation. Try to find the find of the acute angle between two straight lines. So the answer will be 53 degrees 8 minutes. So how to get it? First, you have here L1 and you have here L2. So focus as we did before in the previous example. The first thing is, or the first step is, to find the slope of L1. How can we get it? Excellent. Negative a over b. And the slope of the second equation of the second straight line, negative a over b. Now we have m1 and m2. m1 is the slope of the first, m2 is the slope of the second. And then follow the rule to get tan theta, and then shift tan the answer, you will get theta. Example number 2. Find the measure of the acute angle between the two straight lines. L1 is the equation of the first straight line, r equals 2 and 3 plus k by 4 and 3. So as we studied before, what is 2 and 3? Yes, excellent. 2 and 3 is a point. What is 4 and 3? Excellent. It is the direction vector. The second straight line, L2, r by 1, r equals 1 and k plus k by 1 and 6, 1 and 6 plus k by 7 and negative 1. How can we get the slopes of these two straight lines? The slope of the first straight line, we can get it from the direction vector. The direction vector 4 and 3, so it is, to get the slope is 3 over 4. This is m1 and m2 the same way. So using the direction vector, we can get the slope. So how can we get the slope? To get the slope, b over a. So what is b over a? B over a is negative 1 over 7. So I have now m1, it is 3 over 4. I have m2 is negative 1 over 7. So tan theta. What is tan theta? Tan theta, it is the absolute value of m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1 by m2. Okay, so by substituting, it is 3 over 4 plus 1 over 7 over 1 plus 3/4 by negative 1 over 7. So the answer is what? The answer is 1. So I have now tan theta. What is tan theta? Tan theta equals 1. How can I get theta itself? If you have the value of tan theta, you can get theta by using your calculator. Shift tan 1, the answer is 45. Okay, so this is the way to get the theta. Evaluation. Find the measure of the acute angle between two straight lines. L1 x plus 5y equals 3, L2 r equals 2 and 3 plus k by 4 and 1. Okay, so we have here two straight lines by two equations. How can we get the angle included between these two straight lines? The first, we have to find the slope. Okay, after getting the slopes of two straight lines, then we can use the rule. The rule gives us tan theta. Tan theta will be a number. So if I have the value of tan theta, how can I get theta? Yes, excellent. Shift tan, the answer. Then you will get the theta, and theta is the angle included between these two straight lines. Example 3. If the measure of the angle between the two straight lines x plus ky minus 8 is 0 and 2x minus y plus 5 is 0 equals y over 4. So in this example, I have already the measure of the angle. So what I have to find, what I have to know, I have to find what? Focus? Yes. I have to find k, the value of k. Okay, so solution. X plus ky minus 8 is 0. 2x minus y plus 5 is 0. So here we need to complete the example. Find. I'm sorry, but it is hard to use this pen. Find k. Okay, so x plus ky minus 8 is 0. This is the equation of the first straight line. The equation of the second straight line, 2x minus y plus 5 is 0. So what is the first step? Excellent. The first step is to find the slopes of the two straight lines. So getting the slope of the straight line, m1 equals negative a over b. What is a and what is b? A is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y. So it is negative 1 over k. And how can we get the slope of the second equation? By the same way. Negative a over b. What is a and what is b? A is the coefficient of x and b is the coefficient of y. So to get the slope, it is negative 2 over negative 1, which is 2. So how can we get theta? First, tan theta. You have to know this rule. What is tan theta? Tan theta equals the absolute value of m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1 by m2. So to get tan theta, the absolute value of negative 1 over k minus 2 over 1 plus negative 1 over k by 2. Then tan 45. So pi is what? Pi over 4. If I have an angle and its measure using pi in it, so pi is 180. So here tan pi over 4, it means tan 180 over 4, and it is 45. Tan 45 equals negative 1 over k minus 2 of over 1 minus 2 over k absolute value. So by simplifying, it is negative 1 over k minus 2 over 1 minus 2 over k equals 1. Why 1? Because the tan 45 is 1. So by multiplying by k up and k down. So why do we multiply by k? To get over the k in the denominator. So the numerator will be negative 1 minus 2k because we multiplied by k. Negative 1 over k by k, it will be negative 1. Negative 2 by k, it will be negative 2k. In the denominator, 1 multiply k, it will be k. Negative 2 over k multiply k, it will be negative 2. So 1 equals the absolute value of negative 1 minus 2k over k minus 2. So negative 1 minus 2k over k minus 2 equals positive or negative 1. So if I have an absolute value equals a value, a number, absolute value of x equals 2, so x equals 2 or negative 2. Okay, so to remove this absolute value from your equation or from your steps, the answer will be positive or negative 1. Okay, so we have here two solutions. The first solution we will use, or it will be equal 1, and the second solution it will be equal negative 1. So negative 1 minus 2k over k minus 2 equals 1. Multiplying k minus 2 by 1, it will be and multiplying negative 1 minus 2k by 1 also. So negative 1 minus 2k over equals k minus 2. And by another way, we can say that if we have any fraction equals 1, it means its numerator equals its denominator, because 4 over 4 equal 1, 5 over 5 equal 1, any number over itself equals 1 except 0. So negative 1 minus 2k equals k minus 2, negative 2k minus k equals negative 2 plus 1, so negative 3k equals negative 1, k is 1 over 3. And this way, by using 1, and we said that the answer is 1 positive or negative, it's not only positive. So here we have negative 1 minus 2k over k minus 2 equals negative 1. So multiplying, so we can make this like a fraction, negative 1 over 1. Okay, so negative 1 minus 2k multiplied by 1, it is negative 1 minus 2k, and the k minus 2 by negative 1, it will be negative k plus 2. So making k in a direction, or in yes, in the left hand side, it will be negative 2k plus k, it is negative k. The other side is 2 plus 1 is 3, so negative k equals 3, so k equals negative 3. Very important remarks: to determine the type of the triangle ABC according to its angles, where AC is the length of the greatest side. If we have any triangle ABC and AC is the greatest side, if AC squared bigger than AB squared plus BC squared, then the triangle is an obtuse angle triangle and the obtuse angle is B. And if the greatest side, which is AC bar 2, equals AB bar 2 plus BC bar 2, then the triangle is right angle triangle and the right angle is B. And if we have AC bar 2 less than AB bar 2 plus BC bar 2, then the triangle is an acute angled triangle. This was our lesson today. We will continue inshallah the next lesson in the next video. Goodbye.